B Shooter 94, and we're here with Fall Brawl 2001. I want to first, before we start this pay-per-view, someone did mention this in the comments, and it did slip past me on the last Nitro. The last Nitro was the first thing after the September 11th Twin Towers thing in game. For some reason, I didn't realize that. I just kind of was booking and didn't notice. So I just wanted to address that before this show here, as we do a big tribute prior to the show opening. Even though we are at a very high stakes pay-per-view, we had all the baby faces come down to the ring and the heels were on the stage. And we did do a national anthem to open Fall Brawl 2001. We are in front of 10,000 people in Forterra Stadium. Big sellout crowd, which I'm really happy about. We do open the show, so once we finish up the tribute to the September 11th stuff, we do go to a video hype package for Fall Brawl, ending with the War Games showcase and some of the big War Games matches that have happened over the years, whether it be in NWA or WCW. This was a 70 rating on this segment here. The storylines have advanced. Everybody did well except for Lance Storm, which is normal. But guys, this show is going to have obviously far less segments than a Nitro will. Hopefully you guys like what's going to happen on this show. Would love to talk about it after the show, but I'll run through everything after the show, and I'd love to see your comments, your thoughts, and we'll go from there. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Fall Brawl 2001. We open the show with our 4 versus 4 matchup, and this matchup works like this. In a decent match, Dustin Rhodes, Jamie Noble, and the Young Dragons defeat La Familia, Juventud Guerrera, Essa, Aguila, Psicosis, and Chavo Guerrero Jr. in an elimination match. The eliminations went as follow. Psicosis was first, Juventud second, Essa, Aguila, and Chavo third. Or Chavo was the final member. However, I will say this. The final 2 members of Dustin Rhodes' team was Dustin and Jamie Noble. So both Young Dragons were pinned as well. Wrestling rating was a 54. Excuse me, I am going to adjust my screen a little here so I don't have such a glare. Dustin Rhodes, Jamie Noble were the final 2. Wrestling rating was a 54. Crowd was a 36, so the crowd didn't love this one. Segment rating was a 47. Dustin sustained some cracked ribs, so we'll address that. Chavo got us a 56, Psicosis a 42, SA a 61, Juventud a 42, Noble a 55, Kaz a 52, Jimmy Yang a 58, and Dustin a 66. The Trouble of La Familia storyline has advanced but lost heat. The creative finish did not work, which makes me so mad because it was a near certainty one. I thought for sure we would have it, and the commentary lifted the match. So overall, guys, a couple things that are going to happen here. First of all, Juventud and Psicosis have been complaining for like 2 months now to leave the company because they don't like losing. So I'm going to figure out what's going to kind of happen with La Familia here. Them losing to Dustin, Jamie Noble, and the Young Dragons, I think at this point kind of puts them in a, I don't want to say like a lose-lose scenario, but it's kind of at that point, you know what I mean? But I do want Chavo to kind of maybe be on his own soon. I think that's kind of where we're going. We'll see. But yeah, this is a good opening match. I wish the rating was higher, but this was a good little opener to the show. It lasted 20 minutes, so it was a solid long opener. I just wish there was more to it for rating-wise, but I think it got a lot of guys on the show, so I like it. Yes, thank you, Kevin Sullivan. Backstage, we have Team Jarrett, Lance Storm, Bob Holly, and BG James cutting a backstage promo. Tonight, they enter the War Games match. But BG James, Bob Holly, and Lance Storm have never been in a match like this. Jeff Jarrett says that he has the advantage going into this match, as he is the only member of any team to ever be in a War Games match. Please fact check me on that, but I'm just going to roll with it as that's the story here. Jeff Jarrett says he's got something up his sleeve to make sure that his team becomes the WCW champion. And Booker T, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, man. And tonight, Jeff Jarrett walks out WCW champion. 67 rating on that promo from Team Jarrett. All the storylines have advanced, but then this time, in a shocker, Lance Storm does well. So good stuff there out of everybody involved. We get a backstage promo from Shane Helms, talking AJ Styles in the Cruiserweight Championship, and Shane Helms says, going into 2001, WCW's Cruiserweight division was in shambles. Myself, Billy Kidman, and Chavo Guerrero were the only 3 real former champions. It was my job to run this division, and I was doing a very good job in 2001 until we shut down for those 2 months. And when I came back, all of a sudden, all these new guys were here. And AJ Styles, you're one of the biggest problems when it comes to this. You took the Cruiserweight Championship from me. This is my division. And AJ Styles, tonight, I take back not only the division, but the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. 55 rating on that. The Cruiserweight title storyline has advanced. So Shane Helms and AJ Styles for the Cruiserweight Championship is coming up next. Oh my. And about that good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, AJ Styles defeats Shane Helms in 12-19 with a surprise roll-up. AJ Styles makes defense number 3 of the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. Wrestling rating was a 68, crowd rating a 43, segment rating a 75. Shane Helms a 64, AJ a 73. The Cruiserweight title story has advanced and gained heat. The creative finish was a success, and Shane Helms and AJ both benefited. This match, wow. This was, I knew there was going to be a decent rating for the 60s, but a 75 out of my Cruiserweight Championship match? Wow. Okay, that tells me 2 things, guys, and I hope you guys agree. The Cruiserweight division is on fire right now in WCW 2001, and 2, this feud is nice. Like, Shane and AJ are going to be one of my better Cruiserweight Championship feuds right now. And I really, with the roll-up pinfall, I know this feud's not over. And now with this rating, I'm even more excited to potentially continue it because, wow, this was a great match. Both guys, you did fantastic. I have nothing but positive things when it comes to this match. I know some people may say, oh, you built up Shane Helms' momentum so much and then had him lose. Yeah, but it was a roll-up. Like, it gives me a way to get to another match potentially, and AJ's been a fantastic Cruiserweight champion in my opinion. So this is an awesome, just lots of great stuff in this match. No complaints at all from me. Backstage promo with Roddy Piper and the Natural Born Thrillers, Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire. Roddy Piper says that his men, Sean and Chuck, will defeat the Road Warriors tonight and keep their legendary WCW Championship reign on the books and get Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk out of their side. They are a thorn that just does not go away. They put a funeral for them. They've killed them off at this point, and somehow they're back and back in our business yet again. Tonight is the end of the Road Warriors. 56 on that backstage promo from Mr. Piper. The WCW Tag Team storylines have advanced but lost heat, but Piper enjoyed having the freedom of going off script. So our WCW Tag Team Championship match is about to be next. This might be controversial, but we're going to see how this goes. Okay, in a decent match, the Road Warriors defeat Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire in 12:41 when Road Warrior Animal pins Chuck Palumbo with a Doomsday device. The Road Warriors win the WCW Tag Team Championships. Wrestler rating of 59, crowd rating of 46, 66 overall on the match. Hawk got us a 59, Animal a 61, Palumbo a 59, and O'Haire a 56. The WCW Tag Team storylines have advanced and gained heat. The creative finish was a success. Obviously, the tag team bonuses for the Road Warriors. Piper did good at ringside, and Sean O'Haire benefited from having the hot new move. Okay, so we had to do the title switch here, and this is why, and I'll explain. So, where we're at right now, looking at WCW and just the tag division right now, I'm working, guys. I'm trying. But I think where we're at right now, Sean O'Haire and Palumbo are a great tag team, and they're my top heel tag team, no doubt. But I also need to start developing the other parts of the tag division, and I think we can get some mileage out of them feuding with some other tag teams that aren't for the belts. But we also, at the same time, we could easily just bait and switch this and have Palumbo and O'Haire win back to tag belts. I know that's kind of like a thing, but it gets the Road Warrior stipulation out of there. But then also, actually, ignore me. I have an idea of where we're going. So stay tuned for that. But I think this was a good match. Great tag team title match. Obviously the best two tag teams in my division. I can't wait to have Colt Cabana come back so I can have the Second City Saints keep building up. The Young Dragons will now be available now that their feud with La Familia is over. Obviously we still have La Familia for now. The FBI hopefully will be back soon. I think one of them will be back next week. So we're getting a stronger division. It's very slowly getting there. So good match here though. Good. We got our backstage promo from Team Harlem Heat. Booker T. Oh, I'm sorry. Diamond Dallas Page has definitely been in a War Games match. Ignore me. Booker T, Diamond Dallas Page, Rob Van Dam, and Stevie Ray, and they talk about how tonight, they don't have the advantage, and Booker T understands that with losing on Nitro. He holds no grudges towards Van Dam for that. However, tonight, Diamond Dallas Page will be starting our team off as he will have to face the disadvantage for a couple minutes. And tonight, we make sure that Jeff Jarrett does not get the WCW Championship because we need to make sure WCW stands tall tonight and showcases why it's the best company in the world. And with Jeff Jarrett as champion, it's simply not that. All the storylines have advanced, 75 rating, and Booker T and RVD benefits from having the hot catchphrase and public support. And in our hair versus hair match, and about that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, which way better than I expected, by the way. Billy Kidman defeats Christopher Daniels in 10:07 with a shooting star press. Wrestling rating is 66, crowd of 38, 69 overall on the segment. This storyline is officially over. Billy Kidman of 68, Daniels of 64. The storyline is over. We did use a creative finish, and Christopher Daniels was shaved bald by Billy Kidman after this match. We are beginning, now with this being over, the Triple X tag team of Christopher Daniels and Elix Skipper will be coming very shortly. But so the way that I actually came up with this feud, I'm just going to give you guys a little backstory real quick. As you can see, Daniels' photo has hair. I've never seen Christopher Daniels with hair, and I hate it. So that's how we kind of set this whole feud up, because I want to use the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels, and I want to have him be that kind of guy. So this was kind of a way to get this feud, to get another Cruiserweight Division feud, and gave Kidman something to do. It got Daniels over, so now I can use him without having to do a tag or whatever. But now we're going to transition Daniels into being a tag team with Elix Skipper, which I think will be awesome for our tag team division, to give Elix Skipper some shine as well. I think he's a very great wrestler. But Billy Kidman gets the win in this feud, and rightfully so, and now we can do some more things with Kidman. So I know this feud felt like it lasted forever, at least it did to me booking it, but I think it did well, and a 69 rating was way higher than I ever expected. Shane McMahon comes down to the ring, and he announces the debut and welcomes to WCW Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man, former MMA fighter, former WWE Intercontinental Champion, is officially here in WCW. Shane McMahon welcomes him to WCW, and Ken Shamrock says that he is here to wrestle the best, and that he will prove to all of WCW that he is the most dangerous man in the world. 72 rating on that. Shane McMahon did a great job here. Ken Shamrock underperformed. Microphone is not Ken Shamrock's friend. I'll be transparent. But this is an awesome way of showcasing Ken Shamrock to the company. As we start getting ready to go into the fall and the winter of 2001, and Ken Shamrock might be a big piece of this going forward. A big signing. We've actually signed him in May of this save, and he was in a MMA fight, so we couldn't use him, and he actually just became available this month. So he is now in the plans going forward. Ken Shamrock, WCW's newest superstar. 72 on that. We get a backstage promo from Mike Awesome talking about Kanyon and his WCW US Championship defense coming up next. Mike Awesome says that Shane McMahon has been trying to screw him for weeks by giving him open challenges, and then all of a sudden this guy Kanyon returns. And then we're not, strangers to nobody here at this point, but at the same time, Shane McMahon keeps putting obstacle after obstacle after obstacle in my way, and Kanyon, I was not ready for you when you returned on Nitro. And now, you have found your way to a U.S. Championship match. And don't get it twisted, Kanyon. Tonight, Mike Awesome will retain this WCW U.S. Championship once again. 49 rating on that. Now remember, in this stipulation, Mike Awesome cannot be counted out. If he gets counted out, he does lose the WCW U.S. Championship. Okay, 64. In a decent match, Kanyon defeats Mike Awesome in 12:41 by pinfall with a flatliner after a distraction from the returning Curt Hennig, distracting Mike Awesome, which leads to Kanyon winning the WCW United States Championship. So Curt Hennig is back as well, distracting Mike Awesome here and leading to Kanyon getting the victory. We got a wrestling rating of a 64, the crowd was a 53, and the segment was a 64. Kanyon got us a 67 and Mike Awesome a 61. The U.S. title storyline has advanced. Kanyon, our new WCW U.S. champion. And how awesome is it to have Curt Hennig back now as well? We're starting to get healthy, guys. The roster's starting to get better. The mid-card's about to get hot real quick. Things are starting to really, really come together for us here. But wow, Curt Hennig returns, distracts Mike Awesome, and Kanyon as the new U.S. champion. We get a video package showcasing on how we got to this War Games 4v4 match. Showcasing how we got to Jeff Jarrett's debut, Stevie Ray's return, Bob Holly attacking Van Dam, and then Van Dam returning to become the fourth member of Team Booker T. 56 on that rating. All the storylines did well here. RVD benefits from having the hot new move. Now, guys, before I get to the match, I am going to talk about how this matchup goes, okay? So, Diamond Dallas Page starts off against BG James in the ring, and then Bob Holly joins in, and then RVD, and then Lance Storm, and then Stevie Ray, and then then Jeff Jarrett, and then Booker. The finish of this match goes like this. Booker T has Jeff Jarrett beat. Booker T all of a sudden tries to, hits the scissors kick on Jarrett, and we get a 1, a 2, and even though you can't pull the ref out, something happens with the ref, and all of a sudden Ken Shamrock emerges in the cage, and he lays out Booker T and puts Jeff Jarrett on top of Booker T, which gives us the 1, 2, 3. So our new WCW champion is Jeff Jarrett. An 81 segment on this. We're going to read this through here. So, in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Jeff Jarrett, Lance Storm, BG James, and Bob Holly defeat Van Dam, Booker, Stevie Ray, and Diamond Dallas Page in a War Games match in 28:07 when Jeff Jarrett pinned Booker T. The match was designed to have a story-driven spectacle and a dramatic conclusion. Ken Shamrock ran in and attacked Booker T. Jeff Jarrett wins the WCW Championship. 70 rating on the wrestling, 62 on the crowd, 81 overall on the segment. Page got us a 62, Stevie Ray a 44, Booker a 92, Van Dam an 83, Bob Holly a 72, BG a 61, Storm an 88, and Jarrett a 62. We have officially ended the DDP BG James storyline. We've officially ended the Bob Holly Angry Vet storyline. We did use a creative finish, and Van Dam and Booker T had all the green, setting up this match to be a great main event. And post-match, obviously, Jeff Jarrett is the new WCW champion. Booker T is laid out as Ken Shamrock is standing on the stage. What did he just do? He just got here in WCW and he just screwed Booker T out of the WCW championship and helped Jeff Jarrett become the new WCW champion. That's a 75 rating to end our show. Wow. I think that was probably one of the things people maybe were not expecting in this War Games match. I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts as we get the copyright logo to end the show. Wow. Let's see what we get for an overall show rating here, y'all. 77 for the pay-per-view. We increased our popularity in 25 regions. Just a quick recap of the pay-per-view, guys. So, Team Dustin Rhodes, Jamie Noble, and Young Dragons defeated La Familia. AJ Styles was able to retain with a roll-up over Shane Helms. The Road Warriors won the WCW Tag Team Championships from Palumbo and O'Hare. Billy Kidman defeated Christopher Daniels and shaved his head bald. We had Ken Shamrock be introduced to the WCW crowd by Shane McMahon. Kanyon defeated Mike Awesome for the WCW US Championship due to a returning Curt Hennig distracting Mike Awesome. And in our main event, War Games for the WCW title, Jeff Jarrett defeats Booker T and becomes the WCW champion after Ken Shamrock lays out Booker T and helps Jeff Jarrett win the belt. Wow. Okay. 77 wow. Okay. Let's get to the post pay-per-view scrum here and see what happens. So address the locker room. I think this, wow. AJ, you deserve praise. Jeff Jarrett, actually no, Booker T, you did great. Booker T, you were fantastic. And Lance Storm, you actually did really well too. So we're going to praise all three of you because you all did really well. Injuries, 7 days for Dustin. That's not bad. I can deal with that. That's totally fine, so that's nothing. Financially, we gained $2.7 million. Holy crap. Pay-per-view revenue was 2.4, ticket sales were 350, merchandise was $55,000. Holy crap. All right, we're over almost $16 million in the bank now for WCW. Popularity recap. Tri-State, oh my god. So everything besides Southeast went up 2 popularity points. And then Southeast went to 67. So we're almost at the point where we can tour the U.S. and really start making this bigger than and even better than it was. We gained popularity in Canada. We're up to 29 there. And same thing with New Zealand and Wales. All right. Let's get to the media scrum, guys. Here we go. By all accounts, Hugh Morris is angry with how his WCW career is going. There are even rumors he may consider leaving. Is this the beginning of the end of his WCW career? I'm going to sit down with him and listen to his complaints. Yeah, there we go. How concerned are you by the off night that Mike Awesome had? Do you consider it to be an unreliable to trust? I'm sure it was a one-off. Backstage sources that suggest that Psicosis is very angry with life in WCW and his unhappiness is affecting the rest of the locker room. Is the situation recoverable or can we expect him to leave the company soon? I'll sit down with him as well. Cool. People are calling WCW Fall Brawl a success, but what's your view of the show? It's definitely a success. The whole roster should be very proud. While with Jeff Jarrett having won the WCW championship, is this a start for a big push with him? I've given him an opportunity. Let's see how he does. We saw Bob Holly have an off night tonight. Is inconsistency going to hold him back? No, I'm sure it was a one-off. All right. What a show, guys. Guys, that was one of my favorite shows to book. It took some crazy stories to get there, but we got there, guys. If you're enjoying the save, please like the videos, comment. I love chatting with you guys and going back and forth and seeing what you guys liked and what you didn't and what you want to see. But I hope you guys enjoyed Fall Brawl. We'll talk soon. Until next time, we'll see you for the next Nitro.